In this video, I'll be showing you a house that my wife and I renovated in the remote parts of northeast India. So this is located in the capital of a state called Mizoram, which is called Aizawl. This house is about 60 years old, and when my wife and I got it, it was in a very derelict condition. The three main challenges of this house renovation was to A, fix the structural integrity of the house, B, manage the water, and C, improve the aesthetics of the house with local materials. In the local area, this type of house is referred to as an Assam-type. That is, the structure is made out of timber, the roof is tin, and the windows are low due to the frame of the walls. The main vision of the house is not to be a house that's lived in, although people can stay in it. Rather, it's a house that is set up as a creative studio for my wife and I to create content. The upstairs section, which we're walking into now, is where most of the content will be recorded. This area here is currently unfinished. It will be a recording kitchen for my wife to create cooking content. The main improvement that we've done on this section includes the walls, and we've replaced the timber flooring with tiles, and that was done by erecting a retaining wall in the kitchen section so that the tiles have a flat, solid surface to sit upon. Underneath the tiles, pipes have been installed for drainage and water. As a challenge, my wife and I decided to do the upstairs section on a budget to see what improvements that we can make in a cost-effective manner. These improvements include fixing up the floorboards, which we did by sanding and polishing them, and then we also closed all the gaps of the floorboards to make a nice continuous floorboard section, as you can see there. We also replaced all of the windows and added some glass to the walls to open up the view, and then we also added walls to the interior of the house. In this part of the world, capping for electrical wiring is quite common to do, but we wanted to avoid doing that, so we ensured that we installed all of the wiring inside the walls before adding the interior wall cladding. Although the house was quite disheveled, one thing that we did like about the place was the location. And as you can see, across the valley here is a suburb called New Capital. New Capital is where a lot of the government complexes are located, and it just provides a really nice view, and if you work over there, a really short commute. One huge cost-effective improvement that you can make to any place is adding a deck. And so we also added a deck to this place, which when I go downstairs, I'll show you a bit more. I really wanted to keep some of the original character of the house, and the door that you see behind us is the original door that came with the house. All we did was sand and polish it, and it came up really nicely. It's actually one of my favorite features of this place. We had to completely do all the electrical wiring because it was in a state of disrepair, and it was also very basic, so we redid all the electricals in the house and added power outlets in all the corners. And I just wanted there to be one centralized switch section, which is just there, and that pretty much controls all of the lights in the house from one location. One of the best creative solutions that we came up with is lining the ceiling with plywood. So what we did was we curved the plywood around the frame of the roof, and that way we were able to have a nice ceiling whilst not compromising on the volume of the space. The other cost-effective creative solution that we came up with, just to improve the aesthetics of the outside of the house, were these timber slats, which were made by cutting up some defective columns and applying it to the wall after we painted it black. We did, however, splash out on the door, which is something that we didn't want to compromise on, is having a nice door, and then we just concreted it and then added this little tile footpath, which just makes the outside of the house a little bit more usable and kid-friendly. And finally, on the outside section, we just added this retaining wall as well. These timber slats extend all the way around the house, and down the side here we also have some steps to access the downstairs section, and we also added a fence for security and privacy. I intentionally wanted to segregate the upstairs and the downstairs section in this way, so upstairs could be used for creative things like recording or teaching, and the downstairs section could still be used for someone staying there. There's another set of stairs on the other side of the house that you saw earlier that people can access the bathroom from the other side. We're in the main bedroom of the downstairs section, and we're looking at both the bathroom and the veranda. The veranda, with the addition of these two big sliding doors, turns the downstairs section from feeling cramped into a big, spacious area with lots of light. We wanted to ensure that the veranda was both safe for kids and private, so we added this privacy wall on the right there as well. Stepping back into the bedroom, all of the electricals are hidden within the wall, and there's the retaining wall that holds up the kitchen floor just there as well. Additionally, this retaining wall replaces some of those beams that were getting a bit of water damaged and were starting to warp. We did, however, decide to splash out on the bathroom, pun intended. We just wanted the bathroom to be a bit nicer and to be a great space for visitors to come in and do their business. The theme for this bathroom was black and timber with smatterings of white on the ceiling and on the sink. And just next to the toilet there's an additional doorway so people can access the downstairs toilet without having to go through the bedroom, separating those sections for people who are staying down there. I really enjoyed this house renovation project and giving some new light back to an old house. Thanks for watching.